Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hardcore Justice 2012 review. Now I'm not going to do them in order. I'm going to do them a little out of order. I'm going to do the small matches first, and then the big ones, and, well, one that I really did not like at all. But let's get into this. The first match, Chavo Guerrero with Hernandez versus Kid Cash and Gunner. Really good match. It really showcased the in-ring abilities of Hernandez and Chavo together as a tag team. I really believe that this is the beginning of these two making a good face tag team. As long as TNA doesn't rush it, these two will do very well. I really liked the match. They worked it very well. I saw that Gunner got a little whack on the head from something, but essentially he did well. Kid Cash going against Chavo was very good. They had very good chemistry interaction. The thing I liked the most about the end of the match, when Chavo did the blind tag on Hernandez, then he did the frog splash off the third, basically the turnbuckle, landed, I believe it was Kid Cash, because Hernandez was outside with Gunner, did very well. Oh, he also did the Three Amigos, like his uncle. Nice tribute to his uncle, Uncle Eddie. So, the next match, which I thought was very good, Devon and Kazarian. In a sense, basically a champion versus champion. Only one title on the line, of course. And this is what a lot of people, I'm sure, is going to say that, hey, Devon's only supposed to defend on TNA. What's he doing on the pay-per-view? This is the best way to get, one, Devon over. He's already over as a face, very well. But the thing is, the title needs to get over. The mid-card title has always been weak. The last time it was at least decent, barely decent, when Robbie T was using around 09 or 010 before Robbie E took it over when he was with Cookie. Essentially, that roughly was the best time it was still being used somewhat. I don't believe it was being used very well that way, but it was still on someone that had potential. Then you had Robbie E, then you had Eli. It became ridiculous, even though it was pretty funny. But it became ridiculous. It made the title look meaningless. And now with Devon is beginning to reconstruct that title's prestige. And what I wish, I don't know if any other one on the YWC will believe this is a good idea. I believe that Jeff Hardy should be the one to get that title next. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be world champ eventually. He is a main eventer. He's a world champion person. I think since he's doing his rise back up from what happened in 2011, where he acted really messed up. Got messed up, drugs and everything, and he started basically revitalizing his career and his character. I believe the best thing for the title and Jeff Hardy is for them to be together. Let him have that strap. Let him run with it for a couple of months or a year. Let him have that, and then it'll give him something to springboard for. And then if you put someone next on that's up and coming, really good person to be the next person up. Maybe Magnus should get that title next after that. Someone who can keep it going as a title, a good mid-card title that we need. Now the next match, which is the first BFG series match, and that is the no count anywhere match of the Pope, of Anderson, of RVD, and Magnus. Now, I heard Smokey's not happy about this, and brother, know it. Vote for the same. Believe me, I didn't like it. That match should have been between only two people. I mean, it still had to be a fatal four-way, but the two should have been fighting for it the most and should have got it was either Magnus or Pope. They're both up and coming. We need them, especially the Pope, who basically last year had a really bad storyline when it came to Devon and his kids. And then with Samoa Joe, it looked like it was going to be good with them, and it also fell flat. This was his chance to come back up. The second person that should get it should have been Magnus, if it couldn't be Pope. Because what happened with him and Samoa Joe having those straps, when they went up against Crimson and Matt Morgan, they turned from from heel to face. It was sweet. I loved it. And he looks like a main eventer. He should have won it, but RVD won it, and it was stupid. A travesty of justice. I can understand they want to make the VFG series look interesting and have some veterans in there, but it didn't have to be RVD. It could have been Anderson. But that's my take on it. The next match was tables match, which you had Robbie E., you had Jeff Hardy, you have Lance Storm, and then you had Bully Ray. Great match. It was a little worrying at one moment when Bully Ray, and at the end, I'll explain who won it, Bully Ray messed up his elbow when Storm and Hardy basically suplexed him. They were trying to put him onto the table, and his right elbow, I think it was right or his left elbow, hit that table. Hopefully it didn't break. He said he sounded like, on air, he sounded like it shattered. Hopefully nothing's badly broken, he's okay. They made Robbie E. their bitch. But you know what the funniest thing is? Out of all four of those people, Robbie E. did a decent job. Now, I'm not a Robbie E. fan. He sucks. The Jersey Shore gimmick sucks. Especially, it's been on for a while. Cookie's not there anymore. One of the things that made it interesting was those big boobs of hers, even though they weren't probably very big, but they were big. But the thing is that that's long gone. It needed to change. He needs to change. I would rather see him go to OVW and start over. Have a new character like Robbie T's gone there. Rob Taylor's now in OVW. You know, he's going back and forth. I would rather see Robbie E. go down there, redo his character, and basically come back different, because he didn't do a bad match. Now, the next match was the ladder match. Oh, sweet match. I loved it. You had Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and AJ Styles. Christopher Daniels made everyone look good. He basically let them beat the crap out of him. He was their punching bag. But he made them all look good. And he made it interesting. And then the interaction between Samoa Joe and AJ Styles was good. The interaction with Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe was good. And when it came to AJ Styles and Kurt Angle was also good. It was very good all around. I loved it when Samoa Joe stuck Christopher Daniels into the ladder, trying to climb past him to get the envelope for the 20 points, and then the springboard of AJ Styles. Yeah, it makes the person who is, in my estimation, clearly the face of that company. He's been the face for a long time. We need AJ there. And it's good to see him getting those points to go up higher. He doesn't have to win the BFG series, but having the face at near either third or fourth or second is good. I would rather see a young talent get that first slot and go to Bound for Glory as the #1 contender for whoever's going to be there, if it's Austin Aries or someone else. But at this moment, it's good. Now, 2 more matches to go. The last match I'll speak of is one I did not like, but this one I did like. It was so good. You have Austin Aries versus Robert Roode for the World Heavyweight Championship. Very good. Very, very good match. This was a match that was like old school. Really clearly like old school, either NWA or old WWF. You had the heel jump in and out of the match, basically taking his time, trying to frustrate the face. And the face had to stay calm and prevail. It made it really good to have that interaction like that. When it finally came around, and when almost at the end of the match, where both of them pinned each other, both of them kicked out, and both referees said they both were winners, and have Earl Hebner come down and having him say they have to redo the match is a perfect example how to make a match work. and how to continue a feud. For the simple fact is this: now that Austin Aries retained, even though Roode cannot get a rematch, it does not mean he can't get a match. So if we continue this feud, he can get at least 1 or 2 more matches to continue this feud. And if whoever is in the general manager position, if it's still Sting, if it is Hogan, or someone else, they can put Robert Roode back into it. Or even if it isn't for the title, those 2 can mainline pay-per-views. It's good. This is how I see it. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, no, it didn't really come out right. That kind of sucks, but it was good. And I hope people see it that way. If I understand you don't, because not everyone understands how matches work all the time. I myself is still learning about it, but I believe that's how it's supposed to be. Finally, the match that sucked the most. Next to the Falls Count Anywhere match, I believe this was the worst match they had. Madison Rayne with basically winning that match over Miss Tessmacher. It was stupid. This made no sense whatsoever. We needed new blood, and now with Tessmacher we have it. She could have gone up against not only current people that we see. We could have ODB on her, we could have Mickie James on her, we could have Tara on her, but the people we haven't seen on Impact in so long. Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Winter, even Miss Jackie, if she's even still part of the company. People we don't see often, they can go after, and that would make it fresh. We haven't seen a lot of people, even though a lot of people have gone after the title. It's different this time because now we have someone new. Unfortunately, the girl who's in Gut Check, who now got the contract, even though she's already been in OVW, eventually she'll start doing into Impact. She's not ready. So we have Miss Tessmacher. We needed her to stay there. And if they continue the way they normally do, she's not going to get a rematch. I hope she does. But this was very foolish, especially if they're going to continue with this gimmick of Madison Rayne being sweet to Earl, and then she starts being nasty to him. Are we going to see that she's now going to turn her back on Earl, and then Earl's going to turn her back on her? Is that what's going to happen? I hope not, because it's going to be boring that way. Even though it'll be interesting, maybe that's how Tessmacher's going to win her championship back, because now Earl's been rejected by Madison, and they're trying to insert him into a storyline. It sounds a little stupid, but it is for the casual fan. It probably would work. I believe they should have never done it that way in the first place. It would have been better that Tessmacher retained it, but that's my view on it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't leave anything out. Next is some of the things that was done backstage, which is very good backstage, live tapes and pre-tape, live interviews and pre-tapes that were very good. I would give this a solid B. It was a very solid show. WWE needs to learn from this. But my take is a B, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, subscribe, comment. Have a good day. Peace.